Hi there guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to do some very basic scripting. I know I haven't been in the X community for quite a long time, but I do get asked this question quite a few times, and for me it's just easier to answer it with a video rather than try and explain it in text. I do get a few times in my comments and contact that how do I do some basic scripting and that. So like I said, this is just an easier way for me to show you. So first thing we need to do is to activate the script editor. So for this we need to change our pilot name. So if we go to change name, what we want to do is delete this and put in a capital H and then put in there shall be wings. In the past at X Games you've got to watch the shall, because sometimes you double press the L and it doesn't take the second one. Just make sure you type it out correctly. Once you've done that, press enter. You may notice it pause for a little bit of time and then the game will just continue. That's completely normal. So once we've done that, what we want to do is get to the script editor. For this I go through this way, but there are a number of ways you can do it. So if you go to command console, then just press S. Here we're given a list of scripts and stuff. You may see another screen before which just gives you a basic summary of commands. You can just press enter on that. Then you come to this screen. Now down here this has got some menus here. All we're worried about is this first option. I wouldn't take too much notice of what's running above. So here we're given a list of all the scripts that are in the game at the moment. So if we press, as I said, if we look through, these are all the scripts that are running, which is quite a lot. Well, they're not running, but these are the scripts that are here. So what we're going to do is create a new script. In this example I'm basically going to install 2 shields onto my ship that's got no shields. So if we create a new script, now we ask for a name, so we don't want to call it anything setup dot or ine dot. What we want to do is just to basically give it a name. I suggest giving it a name with something like A or AA or something to start, because if you give it something like the name of toaster, you'll have to go through that big list to actually find it every time. It can be quite awkward. So if we call it AA and let's call it test.1. So now this is our actual script. The first 3 options are our header. We don't need to really worry about that, it's just giving it some extra details, version, description and that. Arguments are stuff that's coming into the script. For this examples I'm not going to be showing you stuff that needs arguments. Next, finally, our code. So this is where our actual code's going to go. So here we come to the new line, press enter. The script editor unfortunately isn't, you can't just type in your commands like normal coding. What you have to do is go through menus and kind of select the command. You will find this quite confusing at first, and sometimes you will spend 5-10 minutes just looking for a command. Like I said, I have in the past. Over time you do get familiar where things are, but it can be quite awkward. Anyway, so if we come to general and we select this one here, return variable/if brackets expression. What we're going to basically do is to select the ship that we've got in front of us. Bear in mind, selecting the ship in front of us will be different every time we make a new game, or load a different, well, not load a different game, but every time we create a new game, because it won't be exactly the same ship. Like I said, it's not the best way of doing it, but I'm just giving you a basic example. So we want to go down to variable and we say my ship. So we've got my $ my ship equals question mark. So what we need to do is to select the ship in front of us. So if we go to the first question mark and press enter, we're given another list of things we can do. What we want to do is come down to where it says select ship, and we're given the system, and then select the ship that you want to give the shield to. So I'm going to say this ship. So basically now we've got our ship selected, we want to go to new line, press enter. If we go to trade, and then we want to go to install. Now you notice there's add and install. There is a difference between them. If you go to add, it just puts it in the cargo bay. If you go to install, then it also puts it in the cargo bay and also makes it the active thing. So if for example it's a shield, if you go to add, it would just put it in the cargo bay. If you say install it, it will install the actual shield and actually make it online. So that's what we want to do. So we press enter on that. We go down to no return value. We could check to make sure it's installed and all that lot, but this is a very basic script, so we're going to say no return value. So now we've got on the second line equals question mark install question mark units of question mark. So basically we want to start filling these in. So the first question mark we want to select and press enter, then go to my ship. So it's my ship greater than install. So this is a number. So the second thing we want to put in is a number. So if we come and press enter and then come into this menu and go to number and we type the number 2, then we've now got installed 2 units of, and then on the last question mark press enter, select where, let's say 25 megawatts, and that's it basically. So what this is going to do is select the ship in front of us sorry about that, and then install 2 units of 25 megawatts shielding. So if we press escape, we're given the option to save it. If you press, we want to go to yes. If you press no, obviously it won't save the script at all. We want to save it, so press yes. So now we're back to our list of scripts. At the top you notice R scripts. This depends, like I said, what you called the name of the script. Like I said, that's why I wanted to call it something AA. So now come down and select it like so. What we want to do is actually run the script. So press R. Sorry about the cold, it's been a lingering one. Anyway, so after we press R, we're given another dialog, just press enter. Then we're just given a summary of it, just press enter again. And then we keep pressing escape, come back. So you now see the ship in front of us has got shielding. And if you check it on the information tab, it's suddenly now got 2 25 megawatt shields. So that's how you can basically create, can install stuff on a ship. Next example I want to show you is how to create a ship. So let's go back into a script editor, make a new script. Let's call it AA test.2. Again, come down to code, create a new line. This time we want to create a new ship. So if we go to general object, I think, and create objects, bear in mind in the different X3 games these may be in slightly different positioning. I know in Albion Arbitron this is sectioned in different like a crate area, but like I said, you may have to take time to get used to where stuff is. This will apply to, I think, even X2, so it goes right back. So this time we want to find create ship. Right, and then press enter. Next we're given this dialog, so what we want to do is actually give it a variable. So if we go to variable and press enter, let's call it let's call it ship. So now we've got a command to create a ship, but it's not given any extra details. So first is type. So if we go to the first question mark and press enter, you want to go down to select ship type down the bottom, and then we want to say, let's create a let's say a Guardian. Not too sure what that is actually. I think that might be I'm not too sure what that is actually. The owner, let's press enter again, go down to select race. Now here we can actually give it a list of different races. We can select who we want to give the ship to, like the Argon, the Boron, Taladi and so what. We want to give it to ourselves. Like I said, ourselves will be the actual pilot name. Like I said, you'll probably see something different there. I've gave it the pilot name like that, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. You should see a name of a pilot, which is a little bit confusing. I think it should say player. I've never really understood why it's done that, but anyway, you'll find it just under Gona for the player. So if you select that one, press enter. On this section, you can see it actually changed and says player. But anyway, next question mark is add to. So we want to go to that one, press enter. For this, we want to go down to select system. So we go down here, select system or sector, say the current system. Next we're given X, Y, Z. These are coordinates inside the system. Like I said, you can get these coordinates off the sector map, and you see them at the bottom right, or alternatively you can just write in whatever you like. The game will check to make sure that the object can actually be spawned at the specific place. Sometimes it doesn't always work, and sometimes it depends. If it's a really big object, it can sometimes spawn it inside a rock or something, but it doesn't really matter. Just give it the coordinates of 0, 0, 0. So we go down to number and press 0, and do the same for X, Y and Z. So this will create the ship. And to be honest, I think I might actually change that ship because I'm not too sure what Guardian is. Let's just change it to a Busters. Let's change it to that. That's better. So now we've created a ship. It will just be a very basic ship and won't have anything on. So if we go to new line and press enter, then we go to what is it? Flight, I think. So what we're going to do after it's been created, we're going to give it some basic weapons, or the default weapons. So we want to go to this command here, add default items to ship. If we press enter, on this option we want to give it the variable ship and press enter. So this will create the ship and give it the default items. It won't do anything else, but this is how you do it. So we want to press escape now, and to save it, again we want to press R to run it, and straight away you should see there's a new ship there, and it's our ship with our default equipment. So that works for pretty much most things, like I said. And one other thing I'm just going to show you is how to give your own ship a specific thing, but that's how you create a ship. It pretty much the same for stations and so what. So as I just said, we'll just show you how you give your own ship stuff. So if we make a new script this time, let's call it AA test 3. On the new line, we want to just say let's install, we don't want a return value, so let's do that. On this first option this time, let's go to player ship, and then give it a number, say 250 of engine tuning. So now what this is going to do is put 250 units of engine tuning. It's not limited by how much the actual ship can be installed, have by the other lot. You can actually, this is a way of over boosting a ship. So that is a very simple script. If we press escape and save it, now we can just run it, and you should see our little discoverer is now going at 2,500 meters per second. So that's how you give some stuff basically to your ship. Like I said, you can use the add if you want to add wares, or you can use the install if you want to use equipment. Alternative, you can add equipment, but it won't be fitted by default. Like I said, it was all pretty much the same for creating stations, wares and so forth. It can get quite a bit complicated with scripting, and you can do quite a lot of stuff with it. But this is just basically give a quick overall how to do it. And like I said, I've been asked this question quite a few times, so for me it's just easier to show you how you actually do it and to upload a video on it. And like I said, if I get asked it in future, I can just basically refer you to this video. I did record this video in 1080p because otherwise it's going to be too small, the text, and you may have troubles reading it. Like I said, 4K things get a bit small. Anyway guys, hopefully that's helped you, get you on the stepping stones of scripting. If it has, please like the video, that helps me. Subscribing also. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. Thanks guys for watching, take care and have fun.